I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test part 200, Customs and Traditions, I think part 7. By doing risk training, and if you participate in risk training, this is your own risk. So I'm gonna not explain them this time. I just did it at the end of the 6th part, the 7th part. But what we had already were Christmas Day, the Boxing Day, Easter, Diwali, Hanukkah, Eid al-Fitr, Eid ul-Adha, and Vaishakhi. And we will explain them in the following parts a couple of times more. But now let's go on. We have more festivals and traditions. This time we actually wanted even to do more than here's demanded. You need to know the dates of key festivals. We wanted to have it even more exactly. And traditions. Take some time to learn what is associated with each event. We actually wanted more than just association and just one or two broad things. We wanted to have great explanation. And such as special foods and traditions. You need to know the dates of key festivals and traditions. And we know of the traditions. It's correct. So, and here are more. New Year. 1st January is a public holiday. So that day is a public holiday. I'm hoping we're going to explain at one point what a public holiday is. People usually celebrate on the night of 31st December, called New Year's Eve. No more explanation. Anyone who does not understand know this already is totally confused now. So New Year on the 1st January is a public holiday, and the people are celebrating usually on the 31st December, which is New Year's Eve. No one understands me. Everyone will be totally confused who doesn't know what is done. In Scotland, 31st December is called Hogmanay. We have it with Robert Burns. Hogmanay. And was that Auld Lang Syne what was recited on that day? I never actually thought about it. And it is Auld Lang Syne recited on the day. Burns' best known work is probably the song Auld Lang Syne, which is sung by people in the UK and other countries when they are celebrating the New Year, or in Scotland called Hogmanay. I never realized that. Auld Lang Syne is sung on New Year, or Hogmanay. No, I got to read it again and looked for this. So in Scotland, the 31st December is called Hogmanay, and the 2nd January is also a public holiday. So, in Scotland there is on the 31st December, Hogmanay, and also the 2nd January is a public holiday. I think they're referring to that the 1st January is a public holiday. So the 31st January is Hogmanay, the 1st January is a public holiday, and the 2nd January is also a public holiday. And here we know, for some Scottish people, Hogmanay is a bigger holiday than Christmas. Christmas is a very big festival, and there are some people in Scotland for whom Hogmanay is bigger than Christmas. So, New Year is on the 1st January, and on the 31st January is New Year's Eve. So people are celebrating on the night of New Year's Eve on the 31st, and in the middle of the night where the 31st becomes the 1st. In the middle of the night the 31st day ends and begins the 1st January, the New Year's Day. People are celebrating in the night of New Year's Eve, and then the 1st January, the New Year, is when, what is it, the public holiday, the New Year. It's New Year's Eve, and New Year's Eve becomes then New Year's Day. New Year's Day is a public holiday, but they're celebrating already in New Year's Eve. So the eve before New Year's Day. And in Scotland, the 31st December is not called New Year's Eve, but Hogmanay. And the 2nd January is also a public holiday. And I assume they are actually, these two sentences belong together. Like in England, the 1st January is a public holiday, but in Scotland there's also the 2nd January a public holiday. So people having at least 3 days. Or many people, some have to work 3. And it's called Hogmanay, and it's, for some people in Scotland, a bigger holiday than Christmas. We're having now around 10 minutes. Going to need some minutes for the wrist training. Let's do the wrist training completely when we have probably time for Valentine's Day. If you participate in wrist training, that is at your own risk. We are doing the first exercise. We're having a stable stand, always a stable stand, so that you're not on one side, that's not good. But you have a stable stand. And have your arms next to you with hands from the fists, and we're bringing them down. And again. This is the spotlight, and we're having 3 rules. The first rule is that we're stopping immediately as soon as we feel pain. The second rule is that we're going only as far as we can go with a little bit of effort. And the third rule is that we're not overdoing it. We're doing less when we are capable of doing it. So this will be just last time. The second exercise, the flashlight. Again, hands from the fist next to us, and we're bringing them to the inside and to the outside. And last time to the inside and to the outside. Now we're doing the cautious big bang. We're placing the fingertips on the top of the fingernails of the other hand, and we're slowly opening and closing. Opening slowly, and we're closing slowly. And the last time. And we're changing. We're opening and closing. And last time we're pressing a bit on them, so we're not just there. And now with T-Rex in the gym. If you don't have a tennis ball, just sort of over. Take the tennis ball like this. I think every other thing is also okay. And press a bit onto it. Or just make a strong fist. And release again. And press again. And release again. And the last time. Press again. And release. Now with the other hand. We are pressing. And releasing. And again. And releasing. And the third and final time. Pressing. And releasing. Now we are making fists. Now we're slowly opening the hands, playing with fingers, and we're closing again slowly. Very slowly. We're opening, and we are closing again slowly. And again opening, and closing. The last time opening, and closing. Now a bit similar. We're having flat hands like that, and now we're clawing the fingers. So not completely like a fist, just like that with claws. We're opening again slowly, and we're making claws. You don't have to make a very strong one. Make claws, but we're holding it a little bit in this position. And open again. And make again claws. And open again. And the last time, we make claws. And we're opening again. And now a similar exercise. Flat hands next to us. Now we're making like a table. So we're bending at this part. I don't know what the thumb does. It's like a thumb somewhere. And again down. The thumb is not a finger, so maybe it's on the right side. Up and again down. Hold it in this position. For a moment. And again up. And last time. And again up. Now we're doing the frog testing the water temperature. We're having hands next to us. We're bringing these hands down and we're flaring the fingers. And we're bringing them up again. We're making strong fists into an extension. And again, down the hands and flare the fingers. And up with strong fists. Again, down with flat fingers. And the last time up with strong fists. And now we're unfolding a rocket booster. Go to stable state. We are having long arms, making the hands to fist. You can also flex the biceps, if you are able to. I don't know if it even works if an arm is too long. And so long and strong arms, make strong fists. So not just hand to fist, but press a bit together, not too much. And now bring the fists into flexion, so in front, inside. Now bring them to the outside, the hands, and flare the fingers. And to the inside, strong fists and into flexion. And to the outside, the flat fingers. And the last round to the inside, and strong fists. And to the outside, the flat fingers. And now we're having used all these exercises the extended digital muscle a lot. So we're making a straight arm, make a little bend, this is the brachioradialis muscle, and go with moderate pressure over the middle part of the lower arm. And there's the extended digital muscle. And the other side. And now we're having time for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, 14th February. We have nothing else in February so far. 14th February is when lovers exchange cards and gifts. Sometimes people send anonymous cards to someone they secretly admire. So people who are in love, adults who are in love, sometimes exchange cards. So one sends it to one person and the other person to the other person back, and also gifts, some small little presents. Sometimes people send anonymous cards to someone they secretly admire. I don't want to talk much about it. Because, depending on how I explain it, it could go into the direction of harassment. So people are sending also a nice little letter and through the official postway to someone whom they secretly admire. When is Valentine's Day? We can do April Fool's Day also in 2 minutes. April Fool's Day, the 1st April, is a day when people, or some people, some others are respectful, play jokes on each other until midday. The television and newspapers often have stories that are April Fool jokes. So I'm going to say 2 things to that after I explain it again. So the April Fool's Day is on the 1st April, April Fool's Day. And then people are playing jokes to each other until the midday, until 12 o'clock, I guess. And the television and newspapers often have stories with the April Fool jokes. So the television and newspapers, all the trust which they have built up over the whole year, are risking for a little joke and are telling a little thing and hoping that the people until 12 o'clock, up from 12 o'clock on, are again trusting them for a whole year. Basically, this is what it means. Now the 2 things. The first thing is that it is broadly, it is overall seen by all people that any April Fool jokes who are more than just little jokes who lasting for 5 seconds without any bigger impact on anything, on financial things or anything, are not considered okay. So the whole population sees things which have a lasting impact on a person, psychological, physiological, on their things which they possess, or anything which are lasting longer than just a little laugh of 5 seconds. Not okay. And also is it important in the United Kingdom to treat others with respect, to respect other people's opinions, to treat other people with kindness, to look after oneself and others. So thank you very much, and at the next time.